Rovers turned into Bottle Job FC as they collapse against Coventry at Ewell Park. I'll tell you how it happened next. That's right, folks. Back to give another match review. Looking back at Blackburn Rovers' latest match up against Coventry City and the Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, wave in, smash your subscribe button, hit your bang out today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We've got to know here, boys. And Warruski, that's right. Rovers collapsed, 2-goal lead to walk away with just 1 point against the Coventry City, who are continue to defy all odds. And, of course, make a push for promotion themselves. We'll take a look at all of that in a minute. Big shout out to my VRPs, the other pay tree on. Big shout out for your continued support. And if you're interested in helping us out, check out that link down below, patreon.com/overseas. So here we go then, boys. Here we bloody go. Let's recap the game which did take place earlier today. 2-2 it was. Final score. Goodness gracious me. Here are the tail of the tape. Rovers took a 2-goal lead in the first half. Joe Rothwell on the score sheet. Bobby Dazzler goal. If you haven't seen it, check out my Twitter. The goal is on there for your bloody leisure. Lovely 1-2 with Gallagher. Who also had a very, very important part to the day's event. 1-2 with him, assist for Gallagher, and a lovely bit of dinklage by Joe Rothwell over the keeper to give Rovers a lead. It was a quick fire 6-minute double for Rovers as Sam Gallagher got himself on the score sheet. This time, Joe Rothwell was key to the part, playing his assist today to give Sam Gallagher a goal. I think his third, maybe fourth of the season. So he's slowly chipping away and getting some goals himself. However, that 6-goal double blitz from Rovers was the tail of the first half. However, Coventry did us over with a 6-goal blitz of themselves, with Tyler Walker opening up the scoring sheet for them. And, of course, a big fat OG from Thomas Kaminski with it was a bit unfair to call it OG. Crisp strike from a Coventry man. I think it might have been O'Sheath. I don't know, a defender anyway. A hit of the back, a hit of the post on the back of of Kaminski into the back of the net to make it 2-2. To be fair, you know what? It does hurt. It does hurt. And what really gets me the most is that it's not the first time this has happened this season for Rovers. We just did it the other day against Luton Town, threw away a 2-goal lead. So in theory, we've thrown away 4 points over the course of 2 games at home, which of course would have done us wonders if we were to actually consider ourselves as playoff contenders, which at the moment I don't think we are. We're far from it. A lot to talk about in regards to this match, but let's take a look at the stats here then for you. Coventry City 59% possession, but then 41% for Rovers. We had total shots, 10 for Rovers, 9 for Coventry. None of them off target, so either they were blocked or saved or in the back of the net for Rovers. 3 off target for Coventry City. We had 15 free kicks compared to their 9. They had more corners than we did, but we were fouled offside more than they were. Gallagher was more key to that. Let's take a look at some more stats and figures then for you. We did apparently hit the woodwork, I think, on this one. So did they. They had more passes than we did, better pass success rate. In fact, a lot of the numbers go in favour of Coventry. The one thing that did favour us was the amount of shots for Rovers. We had more tackles as well. Aerial duels were bossed by Rovers, and of course the duels itself focused on Rovers as well. As for the first half, Coventry did boss us the first half, to be fair. 53% possession for them, 47% possession for us. We had more shots though, but they had better chances. The first 10-15 minutes, there were 2 or 3 real good chances to really take away the game itself. So we were lucky. We were very, very lucky to go in at half-time, 2-0 up. So we could say it is a fair result at the grand scheme of things. Second half, though, Rovers threw it all away. Absolutely everything. 65% possession for Coventry, 4 shots for them, 3 for us. We had no big chances, but they, of course, got their 2 goals, which, of course, they converted. Let's take a little look then, shall we? At, of course, the starting 11. Start with Rovers. We had Kaminski between the sticks. Daniel Ayala in the back 5. Of course, Jean Paul Van Hecker and Darrell Leonard made up the 3 core centre-backs. Taylor Dunn looks very, very good. Little player on the left-hand side. We had Ryan Nyambi, who also had a chance to score his first goal for in professional football. Unfortunately, great save from their keeper. Travis Rothwell, Buckley in midfield. Very good 3-man midfield in the first half. Second half, they were, well, whatever we could say about that. Shit, I would say. Tyree Stolen and, of course, Sam Gallagher leading the charge. As for the bench, of course, the big plus point for Rovers was the fact that big bad boy Burton Diaz was on the bench. He did have a cameo, but he didn't really, he couldn't really turn things around for Rovers at the back end of that game. Ian Pavida came on as well, as did Jacob Davenport, to little or zero effect whatsoever. As for the opposition, let's take a little look at their team then, shall we? Kick it all off with the starting 11. We've got Simon Moore between the sticks, Michael Rose, Carl McFasdean, Dominic Hyam, Ben Sheaf, Liam Kelly, Frank Kakedubobu, Todd Kane, Callum O'Hare, Victor Gallagher and Tyler Walker. The goals coming from Walker and of course the big fat OG. Stand out for them. I thought Darbo was pretty good. Kane was a little bit iffy. Gallagher was a bit of a misnomer. Really didn't really see too much of him in this match. As for the substitutions, we did get to see Gustavo Hamer, who's getting himself back to injury, as did we get to see Martin Waghorn, of course, who can score at this level as well. So good signing that is, but unfortunately he didn't get a much game time today. As for the events itself, these are the shot grid. Of course, Rovers are actually the orange, Coventry are the blue. They had more shots. We had more shots than they did, and as you can see down here, some the key parts where they were: left side, right side, at the back, at the front, wherever. So Rovers were at the races attacking wise, but unfortunately our defence and the mistakes, there was plenty of mistakes. This is the heat maps then for you for Rovers on the top end. Of course, Coventry down the bottom, much more consistent for Coventry. A lot of grass was covered from their point of view. As for Rovers, very sporadic. A lot of defensive coverage here. And of course, preferring down the right hand side. As for Rovers, very sporadic. Of course, preferring down the right hand side with Nyambe effect. Of course, kicking on forward though. This is the match rating. It's not my opinion, but of course, it is a third party point of view. They give the man of the match to Sam Gallagher, which I think is daylight robbery. It should have went to Joe Rothwell, who was of course key to everything for Rovers today going forward, and it reiterates the fact that we need to get him signed up for a new contract, otherwise we're going to lose him for absolutely peanuts, with the Rangers sniffing around for him as well. As for Coventry, their key man according to this was Liam Kelly with 7.3. I don't know about that either. I thought maybe I thought Adabo was quite handy, and a 6.3 is a bit of a slap in his face a little bit, but all in all, a couple of key takeaways. Taylor Dunn at left back, I thought he was really good. I don't know what the 6.7 is all about. I thought he did have a couple of mistakes in him, as did Van Hecker, and a lot of people are praising Van Hecker, but he did have a lot of mistakes in him today. So that was a key component to our downfall, really. A lot of errors, and I thought the substitutions by Rovers were shit. Davenport added nothing. Pavida added nothing. Diaz was, of course, maybe 10 minutes too late. I guess if you change it at 60-minute mark when we're winning. Were we winning the 60-minute mark? I don't think we were, actually. I think we were. So there was no point bringing Diaz on at that point. It was just, I thought Bradley Johnson would have done it much better than Pavida. If we would have take Buckley off before the shit hit the fan, then we could have probably saved this game. But unfortunately, no. Down here is, of course, the timeline of the events when things took place. But ultimately, Rovers, their own downfall is courtesy of their own errors today. We're going to bounce back quick against QPR. If we can get a result there, 3 points, maybe even or a point, and then this will be, of course, forgotten about. If we can take 4 from these two, then you know what, all will be forgiven. Anyway, that's a little bit what I had to say. What about the Mowbray Meister? Here he is with his thoughts and opinions about the game. Tony, take it away.
Well, I thought it was a good game of football, 2 decent sides. I think, we have to totally respect what Coventry have achieved this season so far, and how good a team they are. They've got really good individual footballers on the pitch, and we were aware of that, and we were just trying to find a way to win a game, really. But I think ultimately we shot ourselves in the foot, to be honest. I think we got into a position where the game should have been won, and yet some pretty basic errors led to their first goal, and then kicking into their fans, that you'd have to say came and made a noise today. It gave them a lift, and it was ultimately we dropped 2 points. But when it went to 2-2, I think there was only one. We seemed to get back on the front foot again, and looked like there was only one team going to win it. And so plenty of positives from us. I think we know they're a good side. We know they've got good players. But I do think we probably would have, we are very disappointed not to have taken all 3 points today. Nearly did. I think the linesman ended up putting his flag up, but having watched it back, I don't think it was offside. But it looked to me it was a pretty good save from the keeper. I think it came off his left leg. He sort of did a Schmeichel star jump, really, and it saved it on the line. But would have been great for Bez, great for the team. But yeah, listen, give them some credit. They're a good side, and they work extremely hard. They've got good shape, good pattern to what they do, and it was always going to be a tough day for us. We knew that. I think we were trying to make it a tough day for them as well, and I think we did. I think it was a good game of football. We'll just have to put the point in the bag The bigger frustration is that we did the same against Luton, got ourselves in a pretty commanding position and ended up throwing 2 points away.
Meanwhile, speaking on social media, let's start with Lewis Hartley. He said, "We are the definition of bottle job FC, and I robbed it from you, mate. I robbed it from you." Dave Leishman said, 2-2 disappointing after being 2-0 up, but a great game of championship football on Rovers. Tom Schofield said, "One of them where you probably take a point before the game. Coventry have been very good this season. So frustrating, though, when you throw a 2-goal lead." Chris Martin said, "In isolation, a point at home against third in the table is a decent result. In reality, it's the second time in a month that we've blown a 2-goal lead. You simply can't keep doing that if you have any ambitions of doing anything in this league." Jamie Tobias Amos said, "Although we threw away a 2-goal lead, I think the front line issues heading into the game and the former Coventry, we would have taken a 2-2 against them. Defo, for that first half, plenty to take into the midweek." Bella said, "The first half was my favourite," and I can agree with that as well. Mickey Delap said, "Another 2-goal lead disappears and we have to settle for a point. Rovers far better on the front foot when trying to defend a lead out this season. We seem to be beyond careless with the ball and onto a lot of good work. So frustrating, just basics." Chris Martin again says, "On the positive note, Jan Paul Van Hecker looks pretty decent on his debut. Joe Rothwell had a very good game, and as did Taylor Dunn. Very solid. Oh, and Beretta Diaz got on. That's good enough for me." Kicking on forward though, Ryan Hildred from the Rovers chat, and congratulations to you guys this week picking up the silver gong there. Frustrating result in the end. Simplified, disappointing to throw a 2-goal lead away, but actually a few more layers to the game than that. Credit to Coventry, who probably count themselves unlucky to be 2 down at half-time. Tired. Second half. For you heavy legs. Dave Asher said, "Losing a 2-goal lead at home is never a good look. We'll need to find a way to perform over the next 90 to be in the top 6 again." On to the next one. Adam Saltsuki says, "So fed up with the repeated tactics of sitting back, inviting the opposition on when leading another 3 points thrown away. 3 centre-backs, wide change with Darren Henneland and Ayala were doing well as a pair. Irony is, we were worried where goals were coming from when Armour left. Now it's how easily we concede." And I think that'll just about do it on that, boys and girls. Let's take a little look then, shall we, of what else has gone on out in the Championship this past weekend. Then shall we? Of course, West Brom did beat Birmingham, the Midlands affair, 1-0 there. Late-ish goal for them. Fulham 4-1 up against a 4-1 win over QPR. That was the early kickoff. Of course, that's good for us. Of course, Rovers will take on QPR next. Forest they did take on Blackburn. They won 2-1. Of course, Stevie Cooper doing wonders for Forest. Millwall did lose to Luton Town. Bristol City also lost at home to Bournemouth. Preston picked up a draw at Derby. Middlesbrough with a 2-0 win over Peterborough. Reading 1-0 winners against Barnsley. They are our next opponents, of course, after QPR. Blackburn Rovers, of course, gets Coventry 2-2. We've done enough about that. Huddersfield 2-0 up, or 2-0 winners over Hull City in the Battle of the H's. As Sheffield United looked like they left it late with a 2-1 win over Stoke. Tomorrow we'll have the Battle of the Welsh as Swansea take on Cardiff. Let's take a look at the table then, shall we? Rovers are down to 9th. A win, though, for us in our next game, we could go up to 6th. Once again, Huddersfield doing wonders, as are Coventry as well, still in 4th. Just one defeat for them in the last 5. Bournemouth lead the charge there, West Brom in 2nd. Down the foot of the table, it's Derby, Peterborough and Barnsley going down as it stands. Speaking of next time around, of course, QPR will take on Rovers. This will be Tuesday. Stoke against Bournemouth. Bristol City will take on Nottingham Forest. Sheffield United take on Millwall. Derby against Luton Town and Middlesbrough will take on Barnsley. Preston will beat Coventry's opponents. They might as well just stay in the northwest because they're just down the road. Hull City against Peterborough. Fulham against Cardiff. Swansea City against West Brom. Huddersfield Town against Birmingham. And Reading will entertain Blackpool. For me, this one stings a little bit because, of course, we should have won this game. At the start of the season, you would think you got to beat Coventry at home. However, the record, but it just goes to show that Coventry are a sticky wicket when coming to Ewood Park. We haven't beaten them in a while, so I was hoping to erase that hoodoo, but unfortunately we couldn't do it. A difficult game against QPR next, and again we'll have the preview very, very soon. Of course, we'll have the watch along as well, so make sure you come back for that. But until then, that's pretty much all I've got for you. Rovers shit show. At least the goals continue, and of course Diaz will be back for the full one on Tuesday night. But that's it. The point in the bag. We'll move on. And, of course, hopefully we'll bounce back and get a win on Tuesday. Until then, see you soon. Until then, thumbs up. Until then, I am done-zoed.